Greetings, guys and girls, and a very warm welcome, watchers. So the stars are shining, and the magpie is casting, and also trying to fix his webcam. There we go, that's all good. Yeah, coming at you right now with another helping of top-notch Team League 2 versus 2 action. And that's a picture of my wall. There we go. Ding. Yes, joining me, of course, to drop these casting bombs, it's Festive Long Johns. How are you, good sir?
Doing excellent, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, man, really good, really good. Again, like more than ready, hyped and ready to go for our weekly dose of 2v2 mayhem, which it is, of course, sure to be. So let's see now. We've got two teams for you this evening. The first, of course, Gold Path 2. Now, we covered them last week. I'm just going to bring up their details here on the screen. There we go. So, Gold Path 2, Festive Long Johns. Tell us something about them.
Well, defending champs of the last two major 2v2 tournaments, and they have yet to lose a series. They've only lost one game in all of their games played, and that was against Black Phoenix in week 2. Ended up winning that series in the ace game, but yeah, it's Nagano, obviously. Everybody who's been paying attention to the ESL tournaments knows Nagano, very well-known player, also playing with Serrano, and who's his other partner?
I always forget the other one. Or Refero.
Yeah, Refero. I should remember this by now. But for some reason, his name always escapes me. But yeah, definitely really, really strong, sitting in second place in the standings in Group A. I'm sorry, Group B, the European, essentially Group A and Group B have been broken down into American and European brackets for scheduling purposes. So sitting in second place just behind Power of Awakening, who have yet to lose a game. I don't know if they're actually going to ever lose a game the way they've been playing, but we'll have to see. We were talking about that was existent. We were like, is Power of Awakening just going to go like 7-0 and 14 points? I don't know. It's possible. It's certainly possible.
Yeah, they've been looking really strong, and obviously Nagano's a bit of a star kind of ringer for them almost. So, yeah, they've got a real powerhouse in good old Nagano. But yeah, they will be facing off tonight for our viewing pleasure against, here we go, the Co-Beligerents. So we actually cast them as well once before. And their roster consists of Talisman, who's a well-known, he's at the top of the game, there's no doubt. Asbag, we catch him on the ESL, and I cast him from the ladder from time to time, also a very talented player. And Panic, who I think I've seen less often. Do you know much about Panic?
Only from the games that we've casted in this league so far. It's the only time I've seen him play.
Okay.
I mean, you can check out his player card on the website. It makes it super convenient if you want to check out any of these players and see just kind of roughly where they stand on the auto match ladder. If you go to the website, you can click on any of the teams, and their player cards are all linked right there on their team page. So really easy to kind of check up on the players and see, who we're casting and what they're all about.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Speaking of which, I'll just bring up the Vet3 website just now, and just have a look. Because look, if you look at the top right here, it says the prize pool. We're up to 210 USD, which is like a good $60 more than last time I looked, which is really, really awesome. And all this money, anytime you donate into this TNTL prize pool, every single cent goes straight into the prize pool. And this is going to be running for some time now. So $210 is already a pretty handsome payday. But by the time we get to the playoffs, I have no idea what this number's going to be. So yeah, definitely check out the Vet3 Events website. And if you fancy it, if you enjoy the games, it's all for a good cause. It's for a game you love, you could donate. I'm just saying, I don't want to put ideas in your head. I'm not selling out, but yeah.
Yeah, big props to Bacchus for Life was the latest guy to donate. He threw in a whole $50, man. That is just fantastic. So, that's just so generous. Thank you so much. It's great to see the prize pool grow and see the interest in this league growing. I think the players are really enjoying it. I doubt anybody's doing this for the money. It's just really neat to have a long-term 2v2 competition like this. It's cool to give these players an opportunity, to go head-to-head in a competitive environment on a weekly basis. So it's been really, really fun. It's been really enjoyable. I'm really I'm looking forward to when we start getting to crunch time and players are going to have to start playing for playoff spots. We got the top four teams in each group go move on, so some of the teams are going to be on the bubble, going to be fighting for their shot at the final stage, the tournament stage. So should be really interesting, man. We try not to play favorites. I feel like we've casted a lot of co-belligerents and gold path, but one of these weeks when we've got a little bit more time, we're gonna have to cast some teams that we haven't touched on yet. I don't think we've cast Dusty Lemon yet. We haven't cast Angry Bears, who just got subbed in actually to the league. We've cast almost everybody else, though. No, we haven't cast Rage Squirt or Forgotten Defenders of Moravia. So
Yeah.
we got some teams we got to get to.
Well,
We'll get around to everybody.
You're the top-notch Team Leagues man, because not only do you do this with me on a Monday, but you do this with Stormless on a Thursday as well. So your top-notch Team Leagues knowledge is pretty much second to none, really. But anyway,
I try
yeah.
and keep up.
Shall we go ahead and get ready to rock? You all good and loaded in, ready to rumble?
Yep,
Fantastic.
I'm all ready to go.
Alrighty then. Well, without further ado, we're going to cut straight to the action here. Let's get on into this game. There we go. That all looks good. So, if we hit the play button on like the count of 3, okay?
All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3. So, let's see now. Today, for your viewing pleasure and entertainment, we're going to have, spawning in the south, it's going to be the allied forces of the Co-Belligerents, featuring let's see, we've got the American forces of Asbag, and the British forces of RTN Talisman. And spawning in the north, representing Gold Path 2, we're going to have the Vermax forces of GP2 Serrano. And the Overcommand West forces of GP2 Nagano. And the map, of course, is going to be Rails and Metal, so always nice to wheel out the 2v2 maps, because they don't really see a lot of, they don't really get a lot of publicity, it seems, when ESL and so forth is running. Anyway.
Yep, the old standby, Rails and Metal.
Oh yeah, Fails and Metal when
Classic.
I'm playing on it. So, let's see. Looks like, wow, we got an initial scuffle. Of course, this house is always like the focal point of the opening fights, isn't it? And we already here have some Tommies exchanging some fire with these Storm Pioneers here. They should be able to hold them off. And other scuffles are going to develop around the map. Have you seen anything thrilling? Oh, wow, Talisman's gone ahead and locked in his commander super early, actually.
Yeah, no surprise. Until February 25th, when the patch hits, I think this is a no-brainer for a lot of people. Like artillery cover being such a strong ability, and then you get the free recon from the command vehicle. So in 2v2s, it's just a really devastating commander for the Brits, and you can complement it a lot of ways with the aggressive U.S. forces play as well. So no surprise there. Serrano and Nagano yet to pick a commander, but if this is if this is anything like previous games that we've seen on Rails and Metal, we'll probably be seeing a battle group headquarters start, is what's typically been kind of the meta for this map, just to cut the retreat path and to hold the line against the allies. But who knows? Maybe Nagano's going to throw us a curveball this time.
Yeah, possibly. It's funny what you're saying about that being the meta, but I completely agree, it absolutely is, and it just makes the Overcommand forces so much more efficient, because they don't have to fall back that far, so they can get back in circulation after a fight so much quicker, but it also buffs your Wehrmacht ally, because if they can just soft retreat over to that building, they can benefit from the healing and even reinforce, so it actually does give the Axis forces like a really big step up in 2v2. We've got a fight being taken here in mid, Riflemen, rear echelons, getting up into nice positions, heavy cover here, exchanging with Volks Grenadiers. Nothing too intense happening just yet, and additional waves of forces coming in for both sides here.
Yeah, it looks like Talisman's opting to go for a quick tier 2 tech. He's already unlocked it, going with only 2 initial units out of his HQ building. I'm guessing he's going to be going for an AEC rush. He's got the fuel for it. Opting to go for a sniper instead, so also a very good option on this map. It's long, it's narrow, there's lots of cover for them to hide behind. It's really, really strong. You want to also get it out as quickly as you can to kind of, at least keep the Wehrmacht sniper in check, as we see Serrano already has his sniper on the field and is moving into position to try and force these Tommies out of cover, or at least keep them from getting too aggressive. And hearing a nice flank on the MG up by this munitions point, and actually gets forced off. So well played there by Aspect, who forced us off. Serrano's initial MG.
Yeah, that MG was suppressing these riflemen actually, so that's going to free them up. They're not going to have to fall back. Big deal for the Allies on this map. And actually, this map, there's quite a lot of dead space, like, between the base and the first few capture points, so, like, falling back is, like, exaggerated on this map. I feel particularly if you spawn in the north, like, there's quite a long distance between, like, the relevant active areas of the map and your base. So, factions with a forward fallback point are really tasty on this map, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why you see Nagano likely going to set his HQ truck down here now. But actually, nice play by Aspag to disconnect this territory here with the Rifleman squad. It's going to delay Nagano's Tier 1 because he can't set up in that territory. You know, it's a small little thing, but it does, you know, have an impact, and also gives Aspag the opportunity to continue to harass, decapping the fuel here in the north. So really nice aggressive play by the Allies, using their infantry, positioning them quite well together. Now Talisman's got a nice garrison here in this house, a very strong garrison if he can get some support around it, but there's a lot of Axis forces moving in. He's not going to be able to stick around there for very long.
Yeah. Yeah, very nicely done from the Allies so far, though. It's actually, I know they normally get off to a worse start than this, and actually the battle group at HQ is being built here, but if I just turn on Fog of War here, I believe, yeah, that has been scouted.
Aspag loses a rifle squad to those S-mines on the munition point. Serrano did a really nice, you know, cheeky S-mine placement on that munition point. Actually wipes the rifle squad, and Aspag's actually sending a second squad into the
guys,
into the
what
mines.
you doing?
The capture point is under attack.
Wow.
He's getting greedy.
He's getting real greedy. I guess he thinks he's taken out all of those ones so he can still edge in and take the point, which is kind of true. He took one more mine, but that's not so bad. But anyway, here comes the good old M20 utility car. Armored skirts already completed on that thing. That's going to start laying into the Axis forces here. And of course, if it finds that sniper, it'll give him hell. Let's just quickly check what's going on down in the south down here. We've got Rifleman. It's the Lieutenant, actually, here, of course. With the BAR going to be probably pushing away these Volksgrenadier. And I would have thought taking south almost completely. Nice incendiary coming out from these Volks, but it's not going to be enough. And the American officer with the BAR and the Garans at point-blank range, yeah, there goes the fallback. M20 even coming down, actually. Seems a little bit overkill.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder what Serrano is building this bunker for. Right? They've already got the battle group HQ set up right here.
Oh.
The only thing I could think of is it being an MG bunker. You
the
know, which
facing
actually
isn't very good for that.
Well, if they want to deny pressure, you know,
Oh, he's going
to
medics. Okay, so
Oh,
maybe they
that's
think
really
3 medics
strange.
is not enough, so by getting the bunker and upgrading it, you can have 6 medics? That's going to be some turbo heals. I wonder if this is something they practiced.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine they have. I'm interested to see how this plays out. It seems like seems a little redundant, but you know, they're going to be, you know, back on the field in a hurry. It'll probably allow them to apply a lot of pressure, actually, because you know, they're not going to have to spend very much time waiting around for heals at all. So it's actually the first time I've ever seen anything like this. I'm really interested to see how it plays out. There's just an army of medics chasing these pioneers around.
Yeah.
Like that.
Wow, this is, I mean, this is kind of awesome. Like, I've got to say, if this works as well as I think it is, and if these guys are doing it, you've got to think they've tested it, so it probably does work quite well. This is pretty exciting. This is like new 2v2 tech for me. But yeah, we've got an infrared half-track coming out, and again, this is a unit which in 1v1 everyone pretty much hates and jokes about a little bit. Like, you see it from time to time. I even saw Momo using it. Actually, it's pretty good effect in the NA ESL recently, but generally not a very used unit. In 2v2, however, it takes on a whole different like functionality. Knowing where 2 players worth of units are, that's actually worth the investment.
Yeah, and it's also mitigated by the fact that you know, you have your ally to help you know, hold the line when you're investing the initial resources to get it on the field. And 1v1s, you know, you want to max out your combat effectiveness, you know, as often as you can. And it's interesting, the Axis haven't built any real units in a while. We've got a cache going down, 2 caches going down, the second med bunker, the infrared half track. So the Allies probably need to recognize this and continue trying to be aggressive and take advantage of the fact that you know, that Gold Path hasn't opted for you know, any real combat units in a while.
Yeah, interesting choice. They're definitely going to be, I don't know, kind of underpowered for a little bit maybe. There might be a bubble of opportunity here, but damn, just still taking good fights. The LMG Grenadiers using these Storm Pioneers in a forward position, taking nice fights against Riflemen. These Riflemen here just biting off more than they can chew against a sniper with Volk support. Loads of LMG Grenadiers in the hood. In fact, the Storm Pioneers even going to chase for additional damage. Whoa, this Rifleman getting super low, actually. They're going to get out, but more damage coming down onto them. They're going to lose another model. Whoa, gets away with a pixel. That was way closer than I thought it would be. And there's also the beginnings of possibly some Axis units maybe pushing out into the south, which Goldpath need to do, of course, so that's going to be a good thing for them.
Yeah, you know, this map is really conducive to a strategy like this where you can use just a few key units at bottlenecks to keep the allies from getting overrun. It's so hard to flank on this map. You can really toe the line and afford to only get go a few units that aren't combat units early in the game in order to just kind of scale better into the late game. So this is definitely really interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and guess what? You hear that sound, everybody? That means infinite free recon for the British forces, thanks, of course, to the command vehicle. Woohoo! So we're going to have to enjoy this beautiful sound for the next, well, however long the game goes for, really. This little Bren carrier here has been upgraded with the command vehicle ability. That's really strong. Of course, it buffs all the units around it and allows you to call in the infinite free recon, which is, well, it's pretty strong, isn't it, really?
Yeah, both sides opting to get their, to take all the guesswork, all the scouting out of it. You got that IR half track and the free recon from the command vehicle, so not going to be any surprises here. Both teams are going to have some pretty some premeditated knowledge. And here we go, actually pretty nice flank here by Asbag, moving up the M20 along with the lieutenant and a Pathfinder squad. We haven't actually mentioned that so far. They're going to pick up that lieutenant. The MG is completely flanked as well, so. Nice little bit of aggression here. I don't know if he's going to be able to steal the Raketten under MG fire.
I think he might if he wants it with the Pathfinders. Whoa, but actually, sorry, here comes the Volks. Here comes the Germans in force. Wow. Like, just a load of Volks Grenadiers and Grenadiers going to put pay to that for now.
Yeah, Asbag, just kind of probing a little bit, seeing what he can get done. But it's so hard to be aggressive. You saw how easily Goldpath shifted to shut that down, and Asbag, I think losing the initial rifle squad hurts quite a bit, and interestingly enough, going for the airborne company, which we have yet to see in this league. It's a bit undervalued now that you've got the captain tech is so strong. Prior the strength of airborne in past metas was that you could go lieutenant into Sherman. Get that really aggressive Sherman out and still have access to the AT gun. But Captain's a little bit more flavor of the month, so you don't see it quite as often. But still going to have access to that excellent P-47 rocket strafe, which later in the game can be used to kind of break or at least soften this Axis hardpoint.
Yeah, interesting observations. And some people in chat saying that they don't recognize this commander. Well, of course, there are actually other American commanders. They don't all have to be the Calliope commander. So, yeah, airborne going to be the choice here. And, hey, do you reckon there's any merit to the Axis forces getting anti-air? Because I can see an Oswin coming out. Do you reckon that's going to help with this recon? Do you think that's actually going to be like a relevant factor in the outcome of this game, or do you think they're just getting the Oswin because it's an Oswin and Oswins are good against Allied infantry?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly could be a factor. I don't know if he's doing it solely for the anti-air, but it's definitely going to be effective against the army composition that the Allies are throwing at him right now. So, no captain tech from Asbag. Talisman, only has the AEC, which the Ostwin can deal with pretty easily. So, it's a good call. I like it.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Well, anyway, so the Ostwind is going to be like hitting the front shortly. That's going to make a pretty big dent here. I would imagine it's going to have quite a lot of impact here. Let's just check the AT forces here. The British player is going to be stacking the AEC, of course, and the SAS sniper. But there's no actual anti-tank guns for either Allied player, actually. So this Ostwind, whoa! As long as it doesn't just hit some mines, that's unfortunate. This Ostwind
he hit the
could have done
M20 mine.
pretty
That's
good.
immobilized.
Yeah, sneaky stuff.
Immobilized.
Yeah. So that's really nice pickup there for the Allied players. Sniper up to 2 stars now, 17 kills on him, so he's been fairly efficient this game. Oh, and the Raketten for
This game's been, yeah, that M20 has been fantastic this game. It's only got 2 kills to its name, but he's used it quite well and just applying pressure. And obviously the mine that he laid paid off immediately. The very first shock unit that Goldpath gets on the field gets gibbed and is forced to sit and repair. The Stern Pioneers have only got 3 models, so it's going to take them even longer to get that back. And the Allies have now been able to apply a little bit of pressure. VPs are now basically even, with Co-Belligerents taking a very small lead. But Goldpath definitely holding the line very well. Nagano has picked a commander. We saw the infiltration nades go out earlier, and that's going to give him access to the Panzer command tank, one of my favorite units in the game. I absolutely love that tank.
Yeah, it's got the sexy skin that you can only get on that tank, and you know the Panther tank is actually quite a sexy tank anyway. In fact, we probably should have labeled this broadcast for explicit materials, because that's quite an exciting tank now I think about it. But I kind of think this is like Goldpath's like go-to strategy. They get down the battle group at HQ. They like reinforce this location. Nagano starts calling in command panthers, and usually we have the command panther and the Panzer IV command tank from the Wehrmacht player, which he hasn't chosen mobile defense yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it. And, you know, it's tried and tested. This is not the first time we've cast this from them. And, you know, to their credit, the Allied players here, they're doing really well. Co-Belligerents are taking big chunks out of this, and they're actually, like, keeping up more or less in the victory points as well. So I'm pretty impressed with what I'm seeing. But as the top-notch team leagues goes forwards, like, other teams are going to be so ready for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you just do the same thing every game, someone's going to figure it out and break you. We've got a big fight being taken here in mid there.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, just so we've got a Stug moving in. Ostwind's like providing fantastic support here against the Allied infantry. These Pathfinders who've been really good this game so far, actually kind of a little bit caught out. Infiltration grenade package going to come through, but the fallback comes down in good time here. Asbag more than aware of his troops. That's going to save them, but the Ostwind is coming in deep, and there's not really a lot to stop it. A Jackson coming, but it's going to be too late.
Yeah, I like the call on the Jackson. You know, this is kind of what you saw a couple patches ago from Asbag, the lieutenant into major. Hasn't dropped the AT guns yet, but yeah, some tier 3 vehicles coming out from Serrano, and actually has locked in his commander choice, going with Blitzkrieg, which is just fantastic. Here we go. Actually, the Axis mediums are starting to get aggressive now. The AEC going to push up to try and put a halt to this Ostwind that's just been rampaging, but the Stug is also in position. We've got Shreks pushing up now, so quite a bit of aggression here coming in from Goldpath. These Grenadiers are going to be forced off by the Vickers, and yeah, right now we're seeing you know, Co-Belligerents being put on the back foot a little bit.
Yeah, and Brace actually being really slow on this mortar pit. The Stug is just sieging it down. It's got it down to like 25% health. Whoa! One more hit! In fact, you know what? The Stuckers of Fuss is just going to rain on in. Brace comes down in just the nick of time, but that thing's on a pixel of health, yeah, and the Shrek Volt's going to be more than enough to take out that mortar pit. And this is also not the first time we've seen the Allied players, in response to Goldpath 2's favoured strategy here, put down a mortar pit here, and I can see the reasoning. From this position, you can reach all the way back to this, you know, this hard point here for the Axis players, but this also is not the first time we've seen Goldpath 2 just kind of smite this mortar pit. In fact, they did it easier this time than the time before, so maybe they're getting more proficient at taking that one out. But I don't know, I feel like putting the mortar pit there is possibly not the best shout. I mean, we've just seen time and time again, it's never been able to stay there for long.
Yeah, it's definitely risk-reward. I think the earlier you get it down, the better. You know, it didn't really have an opportunity to earn its cost back, and you know, it's kind of a tool that's used to just deny the middle, and if you don't get it down until the mediums are on the field, it's kind of hard not to just, you know, keep it from getting rolled. You know, if I had to sit and just theory craft for a second about what you could potentially do against a strat like this, I think honestly rushing a Katyusha would be the way to go. I mean, there's not anything on the field, you know, in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game from this build from Goldpath that would be able to, you know, dive the Katyusha and take it out. And I think you just need to bleed the Axis as hard as possible to, you know, to try and punish this forward retreat point that they're hard pointing around so much. So I don't know. I think the name of the game in dealing with something like this is getting some really heavy indirect fire like as quickly as you possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely valid point, and I would love to see a team try that. I would love to see your strat put to the test, because that sounds pretty spicy to me. But if we look here, there's a Jackson on the field, and that is actually policing right now the Axis armor quite nicely. And, you know, one of the drawbacks of this plan from Goldpath 2 is that they actually just give up the South VP, right? I mean, like, they haven't contested it even slightly since the first minutes of the game. So, and look, the Allies are doing a really good job at harassing both these middle victory points. And although there isn't a big ticket lead for them now, I kind of worry, actually, for Goldpath 2 here a little bit. Allies secure the middle victory point, Allies are going to secure the north, so they're under a triple cap right now, and I think just by giving up on the south victory point, they're actually kind of opening the door a little bit for the Allied players. Well, they're more like they're just leaving it open. So, yeah, here we go. Finally, they're going to make a move down here to the south. Vickers gun, of course, in the Dream House, though. That's going to make life hard. Ostwind tries to come in, but I imagine the Jackson will have something to say about that. Oh, is that a Firefly? Okay, so there's a Firefly as well.
Got ourselves a Firefly. There we go. I definitely like that response. Those two vehicles are going to be just fantastic against basically any armor that Serrano can throw at him. We're not going to see a Tiger this game. They'll be able to go toe-to-toe with the Command Panther. You know, definitely I like the call here by Co-Belligerents.
Yeah. Yeah, so a quick decap there in the south. These S-mines, by the way, are still in place and still blowing up riflemen. But yeah, a quick decap there by the Grenadiers in the south, but it's not going to stick, and the Allies are going to just take that straight back. And actually, you know, I do like Talisman and Asbag's position here. And if they build up a bit of a lead here, you know, maybe they'll be able to weather the late game storm. I mean, okay, Serrano has locked in the Blitzkrieg Doctrine, so this is a different way to get the Panzer IV command tanks. So he's gonna have that coming out pretty soon. Wow, I think my UI is actually glitched. There's like a picture of a padlock over the command tank, even though it is unlocked. That's kind of weird. So that's, yeah, that's strange. Yeah. And same for the Panther tank. What the? Anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, an interesting route to get to the Panzer IV command tank there.
Yeah, that commander's just really solid. There's not a single wasted ability in the whole thing. I mean, it's just really well-rounded. I think the jewel of that commander is the Stuka close air support. That thing is just insanely brutal.
It's horrible.
It just does so much damage, and especially to light vehicles that the U.S. forces have. You know, it'll shred a Jackson in one pass, essentially. So U.S. is going to have to be, or Aspect's going to have to be very cautious of that later on. They haven't Serrano hasn't showed his hand yet, so you know, Co-Belligerents don't know exactly what they're going to have to deal with later on. But we're going to see that nice combo of the command tank and the command Panther that we saw from RTN, Cias and Momo.
Yeah. Oh, this Jackson getting way caught out. Actually, a big armor fight here in the south. That Jackson coming a little too close. I was worried for a second, but they do actually retrieve it. Even the AEC somehow still alive. Actually, this command Panther taking some big hits from the Firefly. That's gonna have to fall back. So yeah, nice fight taken down here in the south here. But also, hey, what do you make of this, man? Serrano's floating like 1,000 manpower. What's the deal with that?
I don't know. He maybe just hasn't had to reinforce. He's not, you know, not picking many engagements and doesn't really feel like he needs to, you know, spend any more resources, or maybe it's just an oversight. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of resources. He could call in a command tank. He could be teching to tier 4 if he wanted to get himself a Panzerwerfer. So that's a bit puzzling.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, we got the Stuckers of Puss going off again. Let's see where this is headed. He's probably going to try and catch this Vickers here. Sorry, that's a 50 cal, my bad. Killing 2 men off it. No, sorry, 3. But the 50 cal is going to get out of there, so nothing to write home about, really. Captured Vickers gun. Going to be doing a really good job protecting this northern victory point. And it's funny, actually, on this map, me and my friends have a little saying where it's like tradition, it's like customary for the British player to donate one of his Vickers guns to the Axis forces. Like, pretty, like, definitely before the 20-minute mark, like, or usually before the 10-minute mark. It just seems to happen every time.
Yeah, I never want to do that. That's,
you don't.
That's not a gun you want in the Axis hands.
Now we got
oh,
Major's
wow, we got
head.
a Sherman on the field now.
Yeah.
I like the call. They're a little bit on the back foot now. The you know, Gold Path has turned the VP bleed around on them, and they're down to almost even again. They've got plenty of anti-tank with the Firefly and the Jackson. Sherman's going to give them a little bit of pushing power. Obviously, the HE rounds are incredibly potent. He's going to have to be careful with it, with the Stug and the Command Panther you know, roaming the field, but Aspect doing a really nice job of using it on the flanks, forcing Nagano to respond with his Command Panther.
Yeah. This Command Panther is so imposing just on this map, but also with the Panzer IV command tank. It's like eye-wateringly good stuff. This is really smart. Although the Panzer command tank actually yet to be called in. Whoa, we've got double Panther actually, haven't we? Yeah. So our Panther just now coming in for the Vermax. Oh, there's still mines here though. Oh, those shoe mines? Yeah, those are shoe mines. My bad. Okay, so those mines won't be hitting the Panther. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting to, you know, creeping closer and closer to maximum pop cap for both players. This is when, you know, shit really starts hitting the fan. This is when teams maybe start making plays, because at this point I think whoever can snag momentum next is going to have a good chance to turn the tide of this game. VP's still basically even.
Yeah, another nice Stuckers of Puss usage there, but again, basically only killing 1 man, so touch unlucky there for Nagano. who's also deployed his Schwerpanzer HQ in a really nice position here. I'll just bring the camera across. It's just here, so that is actually going to cover like the northernmost victory point. Like it was firing just now and getting hits around there, so I think the range does extend quite a long way. So yeah, that's pretty nice. That's going to enable him to call in, I don't know, I mean a Jagdpanzer is really sick if you tag it up with the Panther command tank, and especially on this map which is so narrow, it makes the Jagdpanzer really hard to flank, so Jagdpanzer could be a sexy choice.
Uh-oh, Aspag may not have responded quickly enough. The Panther command tank is pushing in. He's got marked target on it now. Got a good chance to pick this up. Smoke goes down from the Sherman. It's not going to be enough. The command tank should be able to push up, but the Jackson and Firefly are moving in to respond. I don't think the Panther's going to be able to finish that off, actually. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice save there by Aspag.
Amazing save, and I kind of think if that Panther command tank wanted to, he could have just come forward and just taken a little nibble and killed it, you know. But playing it safe, and you know, there's a lot to be said for that. Definitely curious. I mean, you never know. He's not had a minesweeper over in that area of the map since forever, so possibly Nagano there smelling a bait.
Oh, here we go. Artillery cover called in. Big
Yep.
push with the Axis infantry here. This could be devastating. Actually, might want to consider getting out of there. He does have these Shreks in a good position to do some damage on this Firefly, and the Allies don't really have anything to stop it.
Yeah. This Firefly's just idle. Whoa, there we go. So he's finally scurrying it. Whoa, but it's so slow. This is a really fragile and expensive tank. It's already 2-star vet. Nice smoke usage here. What was that smoke even from? Oh, that's from the Sherman. Damn the range on that smoke. Wow.
Nice team play there.
Yeah.
Well done by Aspag to smoke off that Firefly.
Yeah. Another use of the Stuckers and Fuss in mid here. Doing a number on this
wow.
50 cal again.
Talisman's pushing up with his infantry sections to maintain vision for his artillery cover, but has an opportunity to pick up the Stug.
Yeah.
Does engine damage to the Panther as well. Oh god, this ability is just so ridiculous.
It's
Look at this. Oh my god.
Oh, it is mayhem.
Oh, good grief.
So there's a really good shot here.
Watching. This is a prime example of why the people find this ability frustrating.
It is being changed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they confirm that. Okay, cool. So yeah, artillery cover there. Turns out that's pretty good. And I think there was a chance there maybe for the Allies to come in. And you know what, I think if the Firefly wasn't so wounded and at the back at the moment, and I think maybe if the Jackson also, which is kind of wounded, I think if they were in good nick, the Allies would have had no second thoughts about just coming forward and picking off some Axis armor there. So nice work, I suppose, for the Axis players to have already damaged those tank hunters. So they're way back here with the rest of the Allied armor just kind of repairing.
Yeah, did he pick up the? Wait, where's that other Panther? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the Panther command tank's at the north, but it's the other Panther, the Vermac one, who got the engine bust.
Yeah, and if you look at Nagano's army composition now, he's lost a ton of infantry. He's down to just 2 Volk squads as far as his infantry goes. But here you go, calling in the Stuka close air support. That's going to deny the middle and give Goldpath a little bit more breathing room to try and recap this northern VP. Goldpath suffered a triple cap during that push there, so down to just 225 VPs. Serrano has another Panther, or I'm sorry, that was Nagano actually, has another Panther on the field. So lots and lots of heavy mobility for Goldpath.
Yeah, so that's up to 3 Panthers now total, one of which a command tank for the Axis players. That is not nothing. That's incredibly intimidating. You know, Panthers are really worrying tanks. And let's see, does the Brit player have many munitions left after that artillery cover? Okay, he has enough for 1. Okay, here come the tulips actually. Bang! Gets one of the Panthers! Brutal shot. Lovely work there from Talisman. Finds his mark with the tulips and starts making some inroads into this Axis armor. And, you know, the Allies actually hold the north and the mid victory point, with the Axis sneaking the south one with these pioneers. So, and based on the score gap, I have to say, I think right now the Co-Belligerents are firmly ahead.
Oh, absolutely. Co-Belligerents are looking really strong. That Panther pickup was just huge. Now they've got a massive infantry advantage, and I'd say they're probably on par, if not ahead, in terms of their armor advantage as well. So, you know, Goldpath is going to have to pull off some really nice teamwork, going to have to get some squad wipes if they're going to get back in this game. Now down to just 196 VPs, so, you know, the clock is still ticking. They're actually stalled the bleed as it stands now, but, you know, they're going to have to start making some plays here.
And I think that the key for all this was Co-Belligerents getting early Firefly, early Jackson. Like, what a tag team. And this, I have to say, the mortar pit we've seen before. We've seen Goldpath 2's opening in this location before. The early Firefly and the early Jackson is not a response, or it's not a thing that we've seen so far. And it is absolutely caning this. Look at Nagano's army. He only has 5 units.
Yeah, this has just been really, really nicely played. That pickup of the Panther was just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it really was, yeah. And look, they might get another here. This Command Panther is brutally exposed. Here comes a Sherman, there's a Jackson, there's a Firefly. Wait, where is the Jackson? Oh, sorry, my bad, it's an anti-tank gun. But still, yeah, this Command Panther going to be swiftly parried here by the Co-Belligerents, who are putting up a really good showing here against what it's fair to say has pretty much been the dominant team so far in this bracket.
Yeah, I mean, having only lost one game so far, Gold Path looked really, really strong. So if Co-Belligerents could come out on top in Game 1, give themselves a chance to, you know, hold the line as the Axis in Game 2, you know, could see what I don't want to say an upset, because obviously Talisman and Aspag are exceptional players in their own right, but yeah, I'd say certainly Gold Path is the favorite so far.
Yeah, we might have another tuliping about to go down here. The Firefly is engaging this Panther right now. Okay, he's going to back up. I guess there's not enough support in the hood, and that makes sense. He doesn't want to blaze off 100 munitions for nothing right now. So I do like the choice there from Aspag. He's demonstrating good judgment. The mark, of course, of a higher rated player. I myself might have just been like, "Ooh, enemy tank, tulip, tulip." But yeah, he's gonna keep that one for a worthy occasion. Hey, you know how this top-notch team league is for like the best players, and then there's going to be another team league coming up soon for like mediocre players. Yeah, we should enter that, man. We should enter that.
That'd be fun. Yeah, I can show off my my average mediocre 2v2 play.
Yeah, me too. Me too. You can try and carry me, because I can show off my like absolutely disastrous 2v2 play. But yeah. I'm not that
good
bad.
God, look at how many mines are on the right side, just in front of this this Ostwind here. Talisman is literally just spamming mines around that VP.
Yeah, look at the mines there, crazy. And
oh, we got 2 Jacksons on the field now.
yeah, the Werferman taking some shots here. Werferman, sorry, another name for Stuckers of First here, taking some shots. Whoa, whoa! The amount of fire. My computer is actually experiencing some slowdown there. That's pretty rare, because my computer is actually Skynet. In fact, I'm just experiencing pretty severe slowdown. I'm going to have to restart Company of Heroes 2 after this game.
Oh wow, might get another pickup on this Volk squad. Nope,
Yeah.
Nagano gets away, just a little bit lucky there. We've got a Centaur on the field now as well, so Centaur going to be used to try and deny the VPs even further. This is looking like a really, really strong combination for Co-Belligerents here.
Yeah, it's an incredibly strong roster. I mean, like, let's just look at the pop caps here. You know, it's 91 for the American player Aspag, 88 Barty and Talisman. So the Co-Belligerents here well ahead of Serrano and Nagano, who have 83, 64 respectively. Nagano just getting back on his feet a little bit insofar as unit numbers are concerned. Looks like he's actually operating off of 2 captured or looted MGs here, which is actually really helping him control mid here, actually, against these riflemen.
Oh wow. Check out the left, we've got this Command Panthers being hunted down by a couple of Jacksons. The Command Panther dove in for the Sherman. Aspag swooped in with the M20 to smoke him off, and now the Jacksons want blood. They're pushing all the way up to the HQ. Yeah. Wisely decide to back off, but yeah, lots of poking and just kind of diving. Both these army compositions have a lot of vehicles that are good at kind of poking in, taking some shots, and backing out. So be interested to see if either one of these teams makes a big all-in push with their air support at some point, with Aspag having access to the P-47s and Serrano actually just getting the munitions for the stupid close air support.
Yeah, I think if that Centaur gets on top of the battle group at HQ, this game ends. It was very close just now, but it was forced back. But if that Stuka does get on top, that is over. Panzerwerfer here is going to pick up an MG here. Very nice. Papa pick up an MG. And the Axis forces also, off the back mostly of Serrano's work here, going to be able to claim the south of the map here, which is pretty nice. Although, actually, here come the Brits of Talisman to take it right back. So a short-lived cap, but some work done at least. But yeah, as I was saying, I think if the Centaur gets to be able to park itself, so for example, just here,
wow,
then it's over.
Centaur just shot down both of those Stuka close air supports, so 200 munitions essentially down the drain here. Centaur shooting down the plane, rendering that call-in completely useless. So, you know, actually really, really smart response by Talisman. Getting that Centaur, not only to defend the VPs, but to totally deny the Stuka close air support.
Sorry to interrupt. Tulips there manages to hoon into that Ostwind. That takes it out swiftly. But now the Firefly finds itself being stalked by a 3-star Stug, which is no slouch in the speed stakes. The Stug comes forward and picks up the 3-star Firefly. A nice pickup for Serrano, who, despite losing the 3-star Stug, he's probably absolutely fine with that trade. That Firefly has been like the bane of the Axis forces this game. It's going to be instantly replaced, but of course losing all that veterancy is crucial.
Oh yeah, I mean, 3-star Firefly is just terrifying, you know. And we've also got the you know, the command vehicle in there as well to support. So, you know, once it gets to that point, it's just terrifying unit, especially on a map like this. So really nice trade there by Serrano. You know, the Stug only 80 fuel, the Firefly, I don't know the exact number, but quite a bit more expensive. That being said, Gold Path now down to 110 VPs. The clock's still ticking, so gonna have to make a serious push. And this is getting desperate now.
Yep. Lots of heavy indirect fire. They're coming down here. Panzerwerfer gets some nice hits. The Stuckers are pushed. The Werfermen here going to be just unable to finish the job though. All the squad's going to get out, and the tanks barely mind about that. So all these Jacksons, these Shermans, all looking pretty nice right now. And let's just see, how's the army looking for Serrano here? Yeah, it's looking actually. Yeah, Serrano's actually got a much more respectable force perhaps than Nagano actually, whose force has been torn to shreds repeatedly. And the Allies might actually be able to take the North VP here. They've got some smoke coming down from the Shermans, but fantastic mines going to give the Tommies. That's eye-watering.
Yeah, you hate to see that, but that's what Gold Path needs. They need some squad wipes. They need to kind of ease that pressure. Here we go, Sherman getting caught by the Command Panther again. Where are the Jacksons to support? All the way in the south here. The Sherman is in a really perilous situation. It's already used its smoke. The smoke is on cooldown. Gonna get picked up by the Command Panther. So another nice turn here for Gold Path. We might be able to see them, you know, get some traction here.
Yeah, and they're kind of rampaging down here at the north. The M20 is going to get caught out by this Panther, and all of the Jacksons are still kind of mostly in the north of the map. So this Panther, there's nothing really to challenge it. In fact, it could start eating away at the Centaur if it fancies it. The Firefly is here. No tank commander, actually. That's awkward. He should purchase the tank commander because it's just amazing. I get that he's probably saving for arty cover, but tank commanders are really good. Whoa, Centaur using attack ground as well, I think, to chalk off some of those grenadiers and force them out of that cover. That's pretty nice. Oh, there goes that Werferman again. Damn.
Yeah, Gold Path is starting to do some more this indirect fire. The Nebelwerfer and the Stukas Rufus has been a nasty combination. If they can continue to pick up squad wipes and bleed the Allied infantry, they'll have a chance to come back in this game.
Yeah, actually, they are beginning to turn this. Like, the situation looks a lot closer now than it did like 5 or even 10 minutes ago. So Gold Path doing pretty good. I mean, they are down at 99 victory points, though, under 357, so they've got a lot of work to do. And this Allied force is by no means broken. I mean, look at the top left of the screen here. There's burgeoning, this, like, brimming British force here. It's kind of a similar story for the American player, who could use a couple more infantry squads, perhaps. But, you know, he's still got scary amounts of Jacksons with decent veterancy. Well, scary amounts for me is 2, apparently, but that is pretty scary.
Yeah, I think, you know, we had somebody ask in the chat here why Aspeg went with Airborne if he's not using any of his abilities. He did use the Pathfinders to, I don't know if you could say good effect. It's questionable. The Pathfinders were effective, but for their cost, I don't know if they're necessarily worth it. But he has also called in some paratroopers, although has not upgraded them. I think he's just spent so much munitions on his smoke. Oh wow, paratroopers getting wiped by a mine on retreat through northern victory point. So more Allied infantry hitting the old dusty trail. This is looking a little bit more tricky here for the Allies. Now, they're under the gun and they're at 340 VP, so we got a little time, but
yeah. And I love the choice from Serrano. He's just left the Oswin to garrison this northern victory point, or to look after this northern victory point. And that's a really smart choice because, like, waiting to try and take it as a sniper, an MG, some Tommies, and they ain't got nothing on an Oswind. So he's actually getting a lot of work done just by having an Oswind sat there idle. It's actually babysitting that victory point really nicely, allowing the Axis players to focus all their efforts pretty much with all their units on the middle, a northern victory point, which is where the Allies are sending most of their efforts. Just intense amounts of indirect fire and massive swings. This Command Panther again taking loads of hits. Firefly. Oh, Firefly's getting a bit brave here. Oh, I'm not sure I like chasing this deep, buddy.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get vision for that arty cover, which just dropped once again.
Yeah, good point. Here it comes.
Panthers pushing in. I don't know if they realize that this ability is active. If these Panthers get tons of engine damage, they're going to be in trouble. 2 Jacksons and a Firefly. It's a lot of long-range poke.
Yeah, intense amounts of artillery coming in. One of the Panthers goes down immediately. The other one has a broken engine. This one in the foreground here has a turret rotation. So now the engine is broken. The Fireflies, the Jacksons, kiting nicely, doing intense amounts of damage. The Command Panther comes in, picks up one of the Jacksons. Nice hit there for Nagano. Grabs himself a 3rd-star Yvette and then backs the hell out. But when all's said and done, what was that? 2 Panthers down for a Jackson? Or was that only 1 Panther, actually? I think it was only one.
That was just 1 Panther. The other one is
Okay.
limping away right now. So they survived the other artillery cover onslaught. They're going to live to fight another day. Again, stalling the VPs at 99. So for the last 5 or 6 minutes or so, Goldpath has managed to completely stall the VPs.
Yeah, which is really good work, but hey, they're back on the bleed now. Allies able to take north and mid. The Centaur for a second there pushes forward to the battle group at HQ, tickles the Volks, but doesn't kill the squad, which is kind of what he was surely hoping for there. And I don't know. This game actually much closer than I thought it was going to look, actually. The Allies were looking so strong in the early phases. And I have to say right now, Ashbag, Serrano, and Nagano, their armies actually look pretty similar. It's Talisman who has this epic British force who's really, really cementing this game, I think, for the Co-Belligerents.
Yeah, Talisman has played fantastic. Actually, Co-Belligerents, I think, both have played really, really well together as a team. That being said, though, here you go. It's Nagano pushing in, doing tons of work with this Command Panther, picking up yet another allied vehicle with it. So,
yeah,
really
wow.
nice play with the Command Panther there.
4-star vet.
Ooh. There you go. You got the stupid close air support, calls in, shreds the Centaur down to a sliver of health, gets picked up by the Panther. So, more allied vehicles going down. Goldpath turning this game in a decisive fashion. Now we've got 3 Panthers for Nagano and a Panther for Serrano, so they're going to be able to go all in pretty much at will here. That's a lot of frontal armor that's going to be getting thrown at the Allies.
Yeah, this is Panther tactics. What we got going on here. Obviously, these guys aren't dog people; they love the cats. And a lot of Panthers going to be storming the field. Whoa, this one coming in a bit too deep. Whoa, you don't want to drive into a concave like that, buddy. Yeah, he's going to get out of there quickly. But that's the luxury of the Panther. It's so fast, the armor's so good. And he's going to get out of there with that Panther just fine. And, wow, Nagano's only got 2 squads of infantry, but he's somehow looking pretty strong. This is insane. And this Oswin, by the way, is still just being the boss of the North. Like, nobody has been able to challenge him for these points.
Yeah, this is exactly what Goldpath needs. They need to start playing aggressive because they don't have too much more time to sit back. And if they try and bleed out 318 VPs, wow, there we go. That Stuka close air support is still strafing the allied armor. The Panther's going to push up and see what it can do, but gets an unlucky main gun destroyed critical here. It's going to have to back away. Blitzkrieg the hell out of there. See if he's going to be enough.
This Sherman using the wrong kind of ammo. HE ammo, not going to pierce the front of a Panther, my friend. Nice try. But come again tomorrow, because that's not going to do it. The Firefly, where's the Firefly? Whoa, did the Firefly go down? Yeah, the Firefly goes down. What? The Panther command tank picking up the Firefly and an ambulance.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
Yeah, Nagano's all over the place with these Panthers, and you can see the pressure starting to mount against Co-Belligerents. They've been steadily pushed further and further back by these Panthers. The combination of the Command Panther and the Mark vehicle just not enough for the Jacksons and the Firefly to stand up to. So really nice pressure here from Goldpath to turn this game with under 75 VPs to go.
Yeah, and like, look at this fight in mid. It's just loads and loads of allied infantry against an Ostwind and a Panther. I mean, yeah, they've got a Rakettenwerfer, yeah, they've got an SAS sniper, but they're taking grievous losses here. And there's Grenadiers in the mix as well, actually, chewing in with the LMG-42s. Like, this is turning really ugly here for Talisman and Asbag, and I think if they try and overextend now, they're definitely going to lose. I almost think they just need to just sit back, cool off, get their tanks back, get some more squads in, and then come back at this with a full army, because if they just keep trying to take these fights, I don't think it's going to work.
Look at this Command Panther's got 4 stars of veterancy now. It's just absolutely ridiculous. This unit is just going to be just absurdly strong. I don't think there's anything that the Allies can do to stand up to this combination right now.
Yeah, and a Jackson here might be getting picked off by this Panther. Time will tell. Panther's going to chase deep for it. He really, really wants it. He's trying to make sure it doesn't take a shot at anything else. Okay, he's not going to find it. Wow, actually, the Panther gets picked off. Nice! The Firefly coming in for the 1-2 punch. And yeah, the Panther's going to go down. So actually, finally, something here going Co-Belligerents' way. Oh, he gets another Panther! That Firefly!
Wow!
Oh. Oh, good firefly.
That's just a huge pickup there for Co-Belligerents. Now they just need to get some infantry to secure another one of these VPs. They actually have resumed the VP bleed. All important. At this point, they might consider just trying to stall for as long as they can. Here you go. Talisman pushing up on the VP to continue the stall. And the Command Panther getting a little greedy. Please don't lose that unit.
Oh, he goes up to 5-star. Crazy Panther.
I have never...
Look at the front armor.
I have never seen a 5-star Command Panther.
Oh, I've never seen one either. Oh my god. Look at this thing. It's just rampaging forwards against a Firefly and a Jackson. Oh, that Jackson needs to be kiting. Come on, Mr. Jackson, get the backup. Oh, here comes another Jackson, actually. Okay, the Command Panther takes some serious hits. He's going to have to GTFO right now, and it looks like he's going to be able to do so. Oh, the front armor is just intense.
Wow, might actually pick up this other Panthers. So both recognizing that they're going to have to be aggressive, down to just 60 VPs, but actually taking some pretty heavy losses each time they've tried to push. Nicely played by Co-Belligerents.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a moment there where that was looking super dire, especially after they got off to such a great start. But they've actually just been able to pop about 4 Panthers over the last 5 minutes, which is, those Panthers ain't cheap and they are so hard to replace. Fantastic units, but you have to keep them alive. That's obviously the trick to Panthers. And to be fair, most units in this game, yes. But yeah, losing those Panthers really, really hurts the Axis players, and they are considerably depleted right now.
There you go. Aspect picks up the Oswin, but is going to trade his Sherman for it. Nice timing on the Stuka close air support there for Serrano. That's going to give Goldpath, again, really just a stranglehold on the middle. All this allied armor is going to have to back off for the duration of this ability. Goldpath is going to resume the triple cap. Actually, looks like Co-Belligerents managed to wipe the VP on the right side. So, they can't afford a triple cap for too much longer. They're getting down to a tricky situation as well. 220 VPs for the Allies. And just 2 Jacksons left for Aspag. We've got 2 Fireflies now for Talisman. Going to face off against 2 Panthers. Or, I'm sorry, 1 Panther, 1 Command Panther. Yeah, that's really it. So, whew, man, I don't know. I think this is anybody's game still. I
totally agree
definitely
with you.
on the back foot, but that's close.
Yeah, this game is absolutely alive right now. Anything really can. How many kills are on this Panther, by the way? 27 on the Command Panther. Whoa, though, taking some serious hits from Jacksons and a Firefly. You want nothing to do with that, my friend. Trust me, he's going to back out. There we go. But yeah, that Command Panther right now has been the linchpin, and Nagano's actually back on his feet. Look, he's got 3 squads of Volks, 2 MGs, he's got some engineers, 2 Panthers. There was a time earlier on when he had 4 units alive. So yeah, this is nice to see, and in fact the Axis even marshalling this side, the Oswin still being the boss of the south here. Just nothing dislodging that thing. Yeah,
the Oswin's been pretty key. Serrano lost it earlier and immediately rebuilt it, so obviously feels like a necessary part of his army composition. And the Axis have a really nice hold on the mid-P now. I'd like to see some crazy combination of the P-47 and the RD cover. Let's just get all the indirect off-map support in at the same time, please. Can we make that happen?
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at all this long-range armor.
Oh, but look at this,
look
man.
At the burst damage this is going to put out.
Yeah, look at this. 2 Fireflies, 2 Jacksons in a line formation just hooning on Axis armor. This is some kind of allied player's wet dream or something. But I'm actually surprised to see the lack of tank commanders here. I mean, I know Talisman's really pushed for munitions, but the tank commanders aren't expensive. I find it hard to believe he hasn't been able to afford them somewhere, because the performance boost that they provide is massive.
Yeah, he's going all in on the Arty cover, man. Don't don't forget the Arty cover.
Oh, Arty cover, is that good? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only seen it a few times. I hear it's good.
Yeah. I heard it cost 250 munitions. It's got to be rubbish. That's way too much. Okay, I'm amazed that we. Oh wow, he's actually calling it in right now, is he?
Yep, it's allowing Co-Belligerents to resecure the middle, but they are still under the gun here at 153 VPs and still draining. So the left side is still secured by this by the Panzer HQ along with an MG42. So. We don't have the aggressive medium vehicles that Co-Belligerents had prior to in the earlier stages of this game that they were using to shove off these Shreks. No more Centaur, no more Shermans. They're going to be really vulnerable to all these Shreks. And now moving in with the Panthers.
Yeah, risky stuff. These Panthers. I mean, this is 2 Fireflies and 2 Jacksons. I mean, this is the appropriate response to this volume of Panther. So, liking what I'm seeing here, but you know, they're actually not being able to secure kills on these Panthers. Like skilled micro, I think here from the Axis players, and to be fair, you know, the Allied players, but keeping those Panthers alive. Really nicely done. Some Tommy's finally getting on top of this victory point, but that's going to just call in the Ostwind and the Panther. Sorry, the Command Panzer here to respond. And actually, the Co-Belligerents are down at 137 right now.
Yeah, it's looking kind of scary for Co-Belligerents. They don't have the same pushing power they had. This infantry is getting stood up by the Ostwind, by the command tank, by the MG42s. And you know, I feel like they're really lacking in terms of some strong, you know, anti-infantry now. They're relying so heavily on these MGs to keep the Volks hordes at bay, to support their Jacksons and their Panthers, but it's kind of hampered their ability to you know, get any sort of aggression going.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow finally just capping mid for a second there did the Co-Belligerents, and they're also grabbing the south actually, so credit where credit's due. That's actually a thing that's happening right now. But here come the tank hunters. And there's no Centaur anymore, so these guys might get some real work done. Boom, 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 boom. They're going to try and find the Fireflies, and they get some good hits, but not a lot of damage.
Yeah, that ability, if nothing else, just buys them time. I mean, they're not actually getting very lucky. These Fireflies just somehow manage to skirt around, you know, both of those strafes. But look at the radius on this; it's stretching almost to the Allied base, and now we've got the Command Panther pushing in as well, bouncing 2 shots from the Firefly.
Yeah, I feel like I should review the abilities that this thing has because I've never seen one, and they must be really cool. So, what do we get? We get Combat Blitz. We get Armored Skirts. The Command Aura now increases weapon accuracy. Veteran C3, increased mobility and rate of fire. The Command Aura now improves rate of fire. Veteran C4, unit range is now improved. And Veteran C5 affects all units, not just armored units. So that thing is, like, stupid right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that in conjunction with the command tank from Serrano gives the Axis infantry just an absurd advantage over the Allies. You know, it's that aura is just so strong. But Co-Belligerents making a push now. They have managed to smoke off the left VP. He's decapping it. He's going to white it. I don't know if he's going to have enough to actually secure it. He has 2 50 cals positioned nicely. And here we go. We've got a Sherman on the field, which I think is exactly what they need at this point to help contest these VPs. So, ooh, nasty Stuka shot.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
That was a money barrage.
Yeah, almost the second 50 cal.
Yeah, but you know, somehow Gold Path just still doing what they need to do. Like the Allies right now, Co-Belligerent, they're down at 85. Gold Path only 62, and they're still just tenaciously holding on to these victory points. Look at these riflemen getting covered in infiltration grenades and forces to fall back there, so they're not going to get this capture either. The Centaur's back on the field, but it's kind of getting caught out by some Shrek Volks right now. Nice to see the Centaur back, though. I think that's a really worthwhile addition. Improved itself, of course, so I'm glad to see it being replaced here by Talisman, who's actually up to 140 munitions. Oh, but the Centaur just kind of getting destroyed. Oh, you got panthered, bro. Wow. Although this Panther's turbo weak, actually. This Jackson is probably not going to get it with the final shot. It's not going to get it. Whoa!
The enemy is trying to overrun our HQ.
Yeah, this Sherman is biting off a little bit more than it can chew here. It's going to try and get some damage down against this Command Panther, but here you go. Mark target coming in on the Sherman. Just tons of burst damage now. Actually, looks like what did we lose? Another Firefly, yeah. Got Shrek'd.
Yeah, literally Shrek'd. Although these Volks Grenadiers likewise Shrek'd, so that's a nice pickup for the Allies.
VP's stalled almost exactly evenly, 60 to 62.
Wow.
Both teams just fighting tooth and nail. This is getting desperate now. We're going on 52 minutes long, so let's see if some of these players may be a little bit tired, but man, there's no time for that because this game is on the line. More command tank. Turbo blitzing out of there. Oh my god, look how fast that thing is on the road. Bit of a misplay there by Aspect. Didn't have prioritized vehicles on. Had an opportunity to clean up that command tank. Actually targets the Volks on the mid VP instead, so the command tank is going to get out alive on that one. The drain is active again on Co-Belligerents, down to 53 VPs and about to eat triple cap. So this could be the turning point in the game where you know, Co-Belligerents just doesn't have the infantry needed to push this off. I don't know if they're going to be able to turn this.
Yeah, I see what you mean about this misplay, actually. This Jackson here is firing at Grenadiers when there's a nice Ostwind it probably wants to be shelling. So, and Nagano here just mixing it up a little bit. Going to be bringing in another Panther. Another
Panthers.
barrage here. Oh no, this Firefly dead for show. 2 Panthers all up in its flank here. Hi-bo Firefly. And actually, is that Talisman's last Firefly? Yeah, so for the first time in like living memory on this map, there's not going to be a Firefly. The Allied forces.
Yeah, just fantastic play by Goldpath to turn this game. They really looked like they were going to have a, you know, just absolutely terrible time trying to come back from this, but they executed it with almost perfection. You know, that was about as good as you can get in terms of team play. Down to 6 VPs now, desperately trying to stop the bleed, but that's going to be the game. There's no Allied infantry nearby to contest these VPs. And wow, after a 54-minute marathon, Goldpath seals the deal. Stalls at about 100 VPs for a good 20 minutes or so. So very impressively done by Goldpath, again proving just how good they are together. It's like it's maybe the first time I've seen Nagano play with Serrano in the Vet 3 events. So it's I mean, they were the go-to team for the prior Clan Clash stuff. So good to see them back in tandem. Whew,
yeah,
man,
absolutely brutal game. Absolutely brutal game. Co-Belligerents there got off to such a great start. I mean, the Axis hardpoint was established with the battle group at HQ. They got off to such a fantastic start, and it really looked like they had that with the wall of Jackson / Firefly. But basically they were just kind of outplayed by a Nagano who was kind of on his knees, keeping that command tank alive like forever. And just basically from there they were able to build up like a critical mass of Panthers, which I mean that's really hard to deal with. We'll be jumping into the next game just straight away. Are you good to go, or do you wanna go grab a drink or anything?
No, I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm. Cool, so we'll be jumping into Game 2 between Co-Belligerents and Goldpath 2 here momentarily. I'm just going to restart Company of Heroes 2 because it was running a bit choppy there, and of course on Skynet under the desk here, I'm used to it running liquid smooth, so I think something was up. So yeah, we're just going to load on into the next game just now. So, wow, I mean, Goldpath 2, quite the beasts.
Yeah, gotta give Co-Belligerents credit. That's the toughest I've seen anybody play Goldpath. That was really well done. I mean, the number of Panthers that they killed, they must have been so frustrated. It's like every time they killed a couple of Panthers, 3 or 4 Panthers at one point they killed in a matter of a couple minutes. You know, Goldpath just had more just waiting for him. Never able to crack the hard point. You know, Goldpath able to pressure the mid VP pretty well. But yeah, man, that's a heartbreaker for Co-Belligerents. I mean, I feel like they probably felt pretty good going into, you know, the 35-minute mark about that game, and you know, just having to just kind of just slowly slipped away over the course of the next 20 minutes. Let's see if they can turn it around in Game 2. That's the kind of draining loss that makes me want to just get up and, you know, take a little break after that. I'm like, I can't handle this game anymore. God.
yeah, no, it's funny. You're absolutely right, though. They're going to have some kind of like mental fortitude and determination to see this one through. So, that's weird. My Company of Heroes 2 is still running like slightly choppy, so I don't really want to have to restart Skype or, you know, restart OBS or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep going. So I'm 5 seconds into Game 2. Are you ready to rock?
I'm loading in right now. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was doing, thinking that we were going to be casting live game or something. I'm like, I forget that this is a replay. I was waiting for the invite from you.
Oh, okay. No worries. Yeah. Wow, what a game. I think that was probably the best TNTL game I've cast so far, I think. Like, and there have been some crackers, but that one was pretty close. Well, it was damn close.
Some crackers? Did you say?
Yeah, did you not say that?
No, I've never heard that before. What is that expression?
Oh, we say that all the time in England. It's just like, you know, like I don't know, like if you met some of your friends' friends and like some of them were really attractive, you'd be like, oh yeah, I met some nice people last night. Some of them were crackers, you know, like, or if you if you play some games, you know, and like a couple of them were really good, it's like, yeah, we played some 2v2 last night, a couple of crackers, you know.
All right. Learn something new every day. This is cool.
Yeah. So
But
let's
yeah, I'm all
see.
loaded in. I'm at 5 seconds.
Alrighty, in which case, we'll do one of our funky video splash cuts. Check this out. This is why I love casting TNTL. Oh, there we go. Company of Heroes 2 is just totes recovered. It is now running smooth as. That's lovely. Well, I don't know what was going on. Anyway, so I'm going to bring us in-game just now. Boop. There we go. Sweet. On the count of 3, we shall press the play, my friend Festive Long Johns. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Spawning in the south, taking an epic game 1 off of the power of Panther. It's gonna be Gold Path 2, consisting of the British forces of GP2 Serrano and the United States forces of GP2 Nagano. Spawning in the north, narrowly defeated in the first game. It's gonna be the Co-Belligerents featuring the Overcommand West forces of RTN Talisman. And the Wehrmacht forces of Assbag, who's still just like, honestly, you could have picked any name for yourself, and you picked Assbag. Sorry, I've just had to say it. The map is going to be Rails and Metal, or as I like to call it when I play on it, Fails and Metal. With me here, we have Festive Long Johns. Festive, buddy, how are you feeling about Game 2?
Oh, I'm excited, man. I really want to see somebody knock out Goldpath. It's only a matter of time, right? Somebody's gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
Study the tape, guys. Dusty, Lemon. Oh, you guys aren't even in the same bracket. Never mind. Or wait, are you? I don't know. I need to brush up on my top-notch teams league. You know, shit. I can't unless I have the website in front of me. I forget these things. But somebody study the film. Somebody take these guys down. Come on.
Yeah. I want a training montage of you guys, like, you know, like lifting weights and like running in snowy forests and like studying replays until like 4 a.m. I want that training montage, and then I want Gold Path to be defeated. That sounds so mean, but someone's got to dethrone these guys.
Yeah, you'll have to stay tuned. So Gold Path now gets to turn the tables, and we'll see if they go with the the tag team wombo combo of tactical support. Both commanders. We've got tactical support company and tactical support regiment. If I had to guess, that's what I'm guessing they're probably going with the tag team tactical support. I don't know. I just have a hunch.
Well, let's put it this way: it is in vogue. It's rather in fashion right now, isn't it? It's that is the February fashion of Company of Heroes 2. It's this tax support doctrine. So, it would be a bit of a faux pas, I think, for Serrano to pick anything else. But he might surprise us. He might have some crazy build involving, I don't know, a Churchill Ava or something. I'm just blue skying here, but it's not impossible. But anyway, yeah, we've got the initial scuffles underway. Riflemen here going to be mixing that up against Volks and Grenz in mid. MG42 probably is just going to redeploy to catch them in its arc. Meanwhile, up at the north, we have a Kubelwagen and Storm Pioneers assisting it to take down some Tommies.
Yeah, wow, Nagano's. This is a lot of pressure from the Allies, pushing heavily into the Axis territory. Nothing really to defend this northern fuel point, and Nagano's pushed all the way up into the strat point just outside of Aspect's base. So, feeling a lot of early pressure here from the Allies as Co-Belligerents try and lock down the middle.
Yeah, and do you think we're going to see a battle group at HQ come down in the early moments of the early minutes of this game in this customary location? Do you reckon we're going to see that from Co-Belligerents, or do you think they're going to try and spice it up and show Gold Path something they ain't never seen before?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. It's been proven to be pretty strong.
That's such an honest answer, Festive. Festive is just like, well, you know what, Magpie? I actually can't see the future. I don't know. Most casters at that point would try and be like, well, I'm a talented caster, I'm going to take a gash and use what I know about these players, but not Festive Long Johns. Now, he's not going to be wrong on this one. Love it.
I hate being proven wrong. I'm not gonna pretend I know some shit I don't know. But yeah, this is definitely a strong opener from Gold Path. Totally denying the fuel in the north, but being said, Co-Belligerents securing the fuel in the south, so bit of a not something you typically see on this map. Actually, Stern Pioneers in the north in danger of going down. Looks like they're going to get away, but just barely. Yeah, anyways, both sides are kind of flip-flopped in terms of their fuel control. I think it's going to be really hard for Co-Belligerents to maintain control of this northern fuel without some sort of really aggressive forward HQ like we saw I think that was last week when we saw that crazy aggressive forward HQ just outside this victory point. That was a wild one.
Yeah, that was wild. But hey, you know what? They have mixed it up. It's going to be a mech reg. Mechanized regiment. This means that we could see all kinds of crazy Lukes or, I don't know, flak half-tracks. Flak half-tracks seems unlikely. Actually, wait, that's the wrong building. Sorry, I meant Lukes or Puma. So yeah, doing something different here as Talisman. And I support him for it. That's always interesting.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if I was wondering if maybe he was going to go for a Luke's. On this map it could be, it's a lot of room for it to roam. Really nice at defending the flanks. The Allies is right now obviously trying to stretch the field as much as possible, pressuring both the north and the south respectively. So Luke's I think would be a good call to try and rein that in a little bit. But yeah, it's interesting. Not something you typically see. You got to keep in mind, however, this is going to be a long retreat point, so it's going to be, there's the Axis are going to have to play very conservatively, and any retreat is very punishing.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe he'll probably quickly tech to that Battle Gripper HQ, I would have thought, just because it's so strong, And the other nice thing about it is it benefits your ally as well, which is just so nice.
Yeah, it's very inexpensive as well. Serrano going with a fast tier 2 and actually has his AEC hitting the field right now. So window of opportunity for the for a unit like the Lukes is not that big. AEC is not going to totally destroy it. Lukes can kind of hold its own. It's not going to get hard countered, but it definitely will keep it in check. We'll see if Talisman opts to go for a Puma instead in response to this AEC, just so that it doesn't apply too much pressure. Being said, I don't necessarily like going Puma against AEC because the AEC is pretty effective against the Puma. They just kind of counter each other, so to speak, whereas the AEC obviously is still incredibly effective against infantry, so it kind of puts you a little bit behind in that regard. And there you go, AEC already having an impact, wiping a Stern Pioneer squad from Talisman.
Yeah, nasty stuff there. Speaking of Talisman, he has actually gone ahead and locked in that Special Operations Doctrine here, so we are going to possibly be seeing some Command Panther shenanigans later on. He's going to be hard-pressed to beat what we've already seen from Nagano, but hey, he deserves a shot. Asbag still not committing to a commander. I'm kind of actually hoping we're going to see this Fortified Armor Doctrine, because an elephant on this map is just like a serious slap in the face for anything allied. So yeah, I would like to see an elephant on this map. Because the map's so narrow, the elephant is disproportionately strong on this map. For Nagano and Serrano, likewise, no commander picks yet, but Nagano is going to already break from what we saw last game from the United States player. He's going to be going with Captain Tech, so no. Oh yeah, Stuart's going to be the plan for him. So yeah, we're gonna see a Stuart rather than the M20 utility car.
Yeah, Goldpath doing a fantastic job applying pressure. They pushed up into really nice positions here with both their rifles and their infantry sections, and have actually got double fuel control right now, about to have a triple cap once again, so really nice pressure, and with the Stuart hitting the field as well, the Allies, or the Axis, are going to be hard-pressed to deal with this. I like the Puma because, oh wow, nasty infiltration grenades wipe an infantry section.
Yeah,
so Serrano dropping a squad there. MG42 does get flanked and picked, flanked. I'm assuming these rifles are going to pick it up. So.
Actually, you know what? We need to do a game time check. I think I'm a couple of secs ahead. I'm just on 8 minutes 20 now. How about you?
I'm catching up. I'm at 22, 23.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll pause at 8:30, and then you can catch up, and then we'll go. Okay, so I'm paused at 8:30 now.
All right, I'm at 8:30 as well.
Okay, so we'll go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, I had a bit of a lag there.
Yeah, we are casting from replay at the moment, guys. So this game not being played live, just bringing you coverage from the week that's just passed. But the Puma here actually might get a shot or two on this AAC, and the Puma does outperform the AAC. Let's not forget. I mean, like, that gun is. Has it got more range? I'm not sure, but it's.
Seems
to fire faster. Yeah, and I think it's got more penalties as well. Not sure. It feels like it has. I don't actually know the numbers, but that's how it feels.
In terms of how they perform against armor, it's basically a toss-up, but the Puma has, I think, 10 more range than the AEC, so
Okay.
can kite it a little easier.
But the Puma scales with veterancy like so much better, right? I mean, like a veterancy like 3 Puma has like some insane bonuses.
It gets the aim shot, which is really nice, and I think it gets accuracy and rate of fire of it too. I'm not sure what it gets aside from that, but yeah, Puma definitely gets pretty nasty once it vets up.
Yeah. Shout out to Broseph Stalin in chat who says he finds 2v2 more interesting than 1v1. Hell yes, bro! Welcome to the TNTL.
Yeah, this has been a blast. I really enjoyed the team play. It's so fun to watch. You know, abilities that help both you and your teammates. You know, power to scale. It's really interesting. It's been a treat.
Yeah. You know what, maybe we should get like a Bro Play of the Week feature going, where we just get a little video highlight. I think Bro Play of the Week for me has been that Sherman saving the Firefly in the last game, you know, with smoke against that Panther.
Yeah.
That was just like clutch teamwork, that was.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to start putting together some highlight reels. We're starting to get some fantastic footage from all of our games. And here we go, AEC pushing in. It's going to eat a pack shot to the face, and the Puma's going to push up and try and follow up on it. Gets a nice attack ground there. One more shot might clear it, but there's an AT gun in support, and the Puma is going to have to get back. Oh, wow, Puma goes down. Nice little bait. I don't know if that was planned or Serrano just was opportunistic with his AT gun placement there, but definitely a nice pickup for Gold Path.
Yeah, that's another decent Bro Play there, loving it. Yeah, Stewart's just running harassment right now, kind of pushing a little deep into the Axis lines, finding an MG, helping out this captain. Take some names, kick some ass, chew some bubble gum. He's all out of gum. Looks like Battle Gripper HQ here, going to be getting deployed near enough to the Mech Regiment HQ. A little bit less aggressive than Gold Path's positioning. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a safe play. It's not, you know, it's gonna be much harder to push off, but yeah, still definitely very strong. And with the way that the Allies have been pushing up right now, I don't know if they can necessarily afford to try and put that down. He had to get that down at some point, but you know, with how much Allied infantry has just been up in their face this whole time, it'd be really risky to try and set that down under fire. You know, he can't afford to stall his tech any longer, though, so makes sense. Bit of it's a reaction to what they've been dealing with, but I think it's in this situation a smart play. I mean, just look at the map control. You know, they're just totally pigeonholed into this little, you know, point here, and it's going to be, you know, tough to break out from. It's such a disadvantage. We see infantry upgrades coming in for the Allies. We got Bars for Nagano, and we got Brenz for you know, Serrano. So definitely going to be outclassed here in terms of the infantry, and obviously the light vehicles also very punishing too. So really nice composition from Gold Path.
Yeah, they really have compacted the Co-Belligerents' position into like basically a screen's worth of space. I mean, I can fit almost their entire forces from both players into like one screen here. Never where you want to be. The Stuarts patrolling the edges. The AEC's still at large. The 25 pounders are going to be used up here in the north, which is going to further hem in the Axis players. And this is actually looking pretty bad right now for Talisman and Asbag. They're going to have to do something special, I think, to break out from under this. Just nice positioning, nice plays so far from Gold Path 2. And I mean, look at the scoreline. Triple Cap has been underway. We're only coming up to the 13-minute mark, and it's like 300 tickets. Nearest makes no difference. Under 4-5-7. Really good start here for Gold Path 2, flexing their muscles.
Yeah, stolen MG42 completely locking down. Really, the only access point to the middle from this HQ here. So they've got Co-Belligerents completely bottled up here. A little bit of indirect fire would be just devastating right now.
Yeah, and they're kind of being assaulted from two sides now. Weapon racks for the American forces here. We've got BARs all over these riflemen who are actually burning a bit in this incendiary, but doing really good damage, getting some grenades down. You know, we've got Tommies with Bren guns, so it's a double weapon rack strat here from Gold Path 2, and they're just putting on so much pressure. They're actually starting to break this hard point, which is kind of amazing when you think about it, because like the entire army for Co-Belligerents is here, but they're doing it. The AEC's just picking off units from the back. Here comes another wave of Tommies with Bren guns. Ugh. What do you do about this if you're Co-Belligerents?
Just sit back and take it. Nothing you can do, man. Nothing you can do. This AT gun's probably going to clear the HQ as well. you know, basically just try and weather the storm.
Yeah, brutal stuff. I mean, actually, you know, I like the double ISG. The double ISG is actually okay on this. I don't know if they've done any good yet, but I mean, I like it in theory. Yeah, no, they haven't really actually paid for themselves at all. Oh, whoa, the friendly fire was almost real there. But look at these Volks. They're just like all hemmed in. They got double Bren guns in their face, actually forcing the retreat with a lovely infiltration grenade package. Very spicy there, taking off like a good amount of health off of those Tommies. And actually, these Grenadiers are going to be able to push out. But oh, here comes the Stuart, and I'm sure the AEC will be along shortly. No, it's just repairing, but yeah, here comes the Stuart to curtail what might have been a breakout here for the Axis players.
Yeah, this AT gun's going to try and finish off the HQ. There he goes. Just gets it, but is now really overextended. It's going to actually draw all these Grenadiers right back into the MG42, which was content to just hang out there during that whole push. So again, denying the middle. Allies been rapidly ticked down to 200 VPs in just 14 minutes. So really, really strong play by to Goldpath to, you know, just completely corner Co-Belligerents into this tiny little portion of the map. And we see more 25-pounder already going in just to disrupt things. You know, more area denial basically.
Yep.
It's looking, yeah. This was just a hell of a performance by Goldpath.
Yeah, I mean they almost, you know, Co-Belligerents almost captured a point here up in the north, so that hasn't happened for like this entire game.
And they're slowly starting to break out now.
Yeah. Yeah, slowly indeed, and looks like the battle group at HQ are going to try and get re-established back here, but the Allied forces actually, these riflemen are overrunning. They're going to catch the, oh what, forcing a cancel? Have they, I don't think you get your money back if you cancel, do you?
You do, yeah.
Oh, you do, okay, alright, fair enough. Oh, that's,
yeah,
that's I'm thinking of the old system, I think. Anyway.
That's a huge, I mean, just denying that even more. Things are just falling apart here for Co-Belligerents. You know, Goldpath's just having their way with them. Pretty much textbook Allied play.
Yeah.
You know, that being said, Asbag is valiantly trying to recapture his side. He has capped 1 VP. He has secured his fuel. It is not connected because these riflemen are just marauding up into this point here.
Yeah, you're right.
Finally forced to retreat by the MG42, but yeah, just so much pressure.
Yeah, I mean, this is nice work, actually, from Asbag, you know, and Talisman helping him out here, but actually able to grab one of the VPs for just even a little bit of time this game is really nice, but an MG42 gets wiped, the AEC is still here, Bren Tommies ruling the roost, BAR Yanks coming on in. This is rough. This is definitely rough right now for the Co-Belligerents.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch, man, really. It's just like cringeworthy. You're like, oh god, they're just getting so wrecked.
Yeah,
but you know,
I have a little casting formula.
Really...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I have a little casting formula for situations like this. You just go, it's like a something cute being something really horrible by something nasty or monstrous. You know, like this is like a kitten getting uppercutted by a gorilla or something. You know, this is pretty intense right here. This is, yeah.
Nice, I like it. I
yeah.
like it. I'm gonna have to book that one for.
Oh yeah, you can have that one. That one's in house.
Look at this, the Stuart's all the way in Aspag space now, dropping the white phosphorus barrage now. This is just, yeah, what can you say? This is pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, there's a command panzer on the field right now. Aspag has chosen the commander I was hoping he would pick. This is the Fortified Armor Doctrine, the lesser spotted Fortified Armor Doctrine, no less. So, you know, he is going to have access to that elephant if there's a late game.
Oh my god. Aspag is losing all of his infantry. They're just sitting. Oh, that's 2 squads of grenadiers down. Luckily for them, they dropped both of their LMG, so it's a bit of a blessing there. A little bit of silver lining there for Aspag.
What on earth happened to them? I missed that.
Oh, well, the Stuart pushed all the way up into Aspag's base and Nagano dropped the white phosphorus barrage on some retreating grenadiers and just got shredded. Lost like 4 squads.
Yeah, now we've got Easy 8s and Comet tanks coming out.
A Comet already? Oh,
yep.
Dude. They're not messing around.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You know, why not? I mean, this is, you know, these guys are playing to win. We're not going to help your opponent up. We're just going to curb stomp him if he's down.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't give him a chance to come back. Stick that easy egg right in the base. Finish him off.
Yep.
Down to 60 VPs. Yeah, this is just pretty much textbook player Gold Path just having their way with Co-Beligerents. And like we mentioned earlier, you know, that last game was so long. It was such a grind. And, you know, with Co-Belligerents looking so good 30 minutes into the game, to lose it in that fashion, you gotta wonder if they were maybe a little bit tired, a little bit frustrated, maybe not playing with the same level of confidence. Here we go,
Possibly,
Talisman
yeah.
saying,
This isn't really what I expected, says Talisman. Wow.
oh, God.
Oh, well,
I
hey,
think that about sums it up.
yeah,
25 points remaining.
yeah.
Woo.
It sounds to me like he's still in pretty good spirits, actually. It sounds like he's not raging or anything. He's just reflecting honestly. They get the AC. Woo! Way to go.
Consolation prize.
Yeah, 15 VPs, so I reckon this one's probs over. Damn, man.
They've still got a chance.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's hype this one up. Oh my god, and the Axis players are moving on out with all of their stuff. There's 6 victory points. This gives them an opportunity to GG.
Yeah, Talisman says the same thing.
We killed the AEC, so we won. Talisman sounds like he's
Very
not actually
nice.
pissed at all. I like it. That's a good attitude.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that was I learned something from that.
What did you
I
learn?
learned
What did you learn? Share your thoughts with us.
that Gold Path scares the shit out of me as a 2v2 team. I learned I'll probably just, I don't know, AFK if I ever have to play. No, that would just be rude. I wouldn't AFK if I've never played them in an auto match. So I haven't seen it firsthand what it's like to get absolutely wrecked by a team of that quality. But yeah, that was quite an impressive performance.
Yeah, that was really cool. So Gold Path ruling the roost in bracket B here in the top-notch team league, seemingly unstoppable. They've got the strats, but hey, you know what? These replays are a matter of public knowledge. You know, all it takes is a little bit of homework and some canny players, and they might be able to break these guys. You know, I mean, like Nagano is a damn fine player, and undoubtedly Serrano and Ruffaro, we've seen them both play. They're really good as well. But 2v2, you know, is a whole different ball game from 1v1. Anything can happen, and sometimes it does. So you know, these guys are not invincible. And you know what? They nearly lost that game 1. That's the hardest we've seen them be pushed, and they nearly lost that.
Yeah. Well, in week 2, when we saw Black Phoenix win game 2 against them as the Axis, I think I can remember now. It was Chronosaurus came in as the Axis ringer there for Black Phoenix, and
Yeah.
you know, they actually the only team so far to hand Gold Path a loss, and obviously, you know, Gold Path went on to win the series. But yeah, we're gonna see. You know, we probably need to cast Power of Awakening at some point. Somehow we haven't cast Joven von Asten.
Oh yeah.
The top dogs on the 2v2 AT ladder. The teams that they've played, I think, have been a little bit overmatched, and the games are a bit one-sided. You know, Forgotten Defenders of Moravia, I don't think, you know, have as much experience in you know, tournament like this, and then Rage Squirt also getting 2-0'd. You know, they played 37th Coconut, which looked really good in week 2. I think we casted them. You and I casted them on In the Woods, and they played quite well. So they were
they played really well.
An impressive team together. But yeah, Joven von Asten took them out 2-0 as well. So
Yeah, fantastic stuff. So, we're only covering the one series today, so that actually wraps up the show. Short but sweet. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much for tuning in. We had a solid audience there of 1,000 viewers the whole time, which actually for a Monday evening with some other prominent streamers going is really good. I'll be uploading these VODs, of course, to the YouTube channel. And, let's just go to our correspondent Russell Crowe here in ancient Rome for a quick recap on this evening's events here. He has this to say.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
are you going to follow up with that? I thought that.
There we go.
I thought you were setting yourself. I thought you were pulling out like some other crazy hat or something. Like you had some Roman hat. I'm like sitting here watching the stream in the delay. Okay, here we go. Okay.
So so this has been another weekly coverage for Top Notch Team League. we'll be bringing you more. I don't think we're going to do another show this week, but I hope to do like more than one series a week moving forwards. This week I'm really busy. In fact, this weekend I'm really busy. I've got a friend stag do and some stuff happening. But next week we'll have a lot more Top Notch Team League. And yeah, I guess for now this is Magpie842 signing out. Festive Long Johns, you got any final words?
It was always a pleasure casting with you, Magpie. Look forward to doing some more.
Likewise. So, thank you very much to all of you for tuning in. Do spread the word about Top Notch Teen League, and of course pop over to vet3events.com to find all of the latest and take a look at all the happenings there. But yeah, I guess that's a wrap. Catch you next time, chaps.